Today we're bringing you a preview of Twisted Fables from Dimension Games. I'm Mark Maya. Welcome to Board Game Coffee.
Vincent, get back here this instant! Oh, Vincent!
Thank you. Oh, I love you too. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Thank you.
Twisted Fables is a two-player 1v1 deck-building brawl fest set in a universe where your favorite heroines go head-to-head to determine who is the most badass of them all. Now, I did say two players head-to-head, but if you pick up the 2v2 upgrade pack, you can team up with one of your bestest friends to go up against another set of friends who, let's face it, you just don't like as much. Twisted Fables puts you in the role of fairy tale legends like Red Riding Hood, Alice, and Snow White, just to name a few. Not these fragile little cupcakes. Twisted Fables would eat these girls alive. Get out of here. Now that's what I'm talking about. These deadly ladies take badassery to the next level, and each of them comes locked and loaded with their own unique abilities and combat techniques. You know what? This calls for a roll call. Red Riding Hood is a badass cyborg that's all about firepower and taking her opponents out fast and from a distance. Snow White will seriously up your playdeck by flooding it with poison cards, then she'll just sit back and watch you die as her toxic touch slowly rots you out from the inside. Sleeping Beauty has a lot of health points which she can sacrifice for her power to really screw up your day. And that's before she even gets out of bed. When she does wake up, look out! That's when the real hurt starts. Alice here has a slight case of personality disorder, which she can use to her advantage to increase the effects of basic cards. Mulan is all about cultivating that chi, using it to increase her damage, boost her movement, and add cards to her hand. And if you're not careful, she'll have you discarding cards randomly out of yours. Kaguya gets all defensive, so laying their hurt down on this lady is not going to be easy. Combine that with her mad counterattack skills and you got yourself one tough cookie, samurai shorts and all. Now, let's take this to the table. This is Twisted Fables. Now, in most deck building games, there's a common pool of cards set up somewhere in the middle of the table. But in Twisted Fables, there is no common pool of cards. There's this. Your common attack, move, and defense cards. Which, yeah, I guess that's a common pool, but that's not what I was trying to get at. Let's just do this again. But in Twisted Fables, each character comes preloaded with 3 stacks of personal skill cards, which they can purchase cards from to upgrade their deck. It's like having your own personal little shop, just for you, no one else. And each of these stacks are focused on a different skill, which your character can build on or level up. Now, like many deck building games, players will play cards to generate a currency which allows them to buy new cards to improve their deck. But unlike most deck building games, the currency you're generating, called power in this case, is not a specific card type. There is no power currency card. Power in Twisted Fables is generated by playing your common cards, your common attack or move or defense cards, which you can buy from this common pool of cards right here. Did I mention there was a pool of common cards?
We're not doing this again.
So if you play a card that moves you 3 spaces, you generate 3 power. Land a 2-point hit, 2 more power. And lay down some defense, boom, you guessed it, more power. The currency, or power generating mechanic, is a neat way to keep your basic cards relevant through the entire game. Unlike other deck building games where you can't get rid of your basic cards fast enough. Another way in which basic cards continue to play an important role in your deck is when it comes to skill cards. You see, each character's skill card requires a basic card to activate them. So if you want to play a skill like Sniper Shot, you need to pair it up with a basic attack card or it doesn't work. Hell, you can't even use it. So having a good balance of basic and skill cards is vital to an effective deck. And if you take the time to familiarize yourself with your character, you'll have a better sense of how to adapt to their playstyle. For example, if you play Red Riding Hood, you might want to play a more aggressive game and come out with guns a-blazing. But if you're playing as Snow White, you might want to play a more defensive game and let your poison do all the work. In Twisted Fables, there's a good sense of upgrading your deck or augmenting it to make it do what it already does, but do it better. So your skills at level 1, like this pot shot here, are good and all, but upgrade it to its level 3 sniper shot, and you'll be sending your opponents to a whole new world of hurt. And you'll be sending them there first class. So adding these upgrades to your deck definitely make it more badass, but you'll have to work your way up to it. You see, the order of these skill stacks is predetermined, with your lower level skills on top and your higher level skills at the bottom, and you have to buy through them in order. So if you want that level 3 upgrade, you're gonna have to work your way down through this stack. So yeah, playing with the same character means playing with the same stacks. The difference comes in which cards you acquire and which order you acquire them in. Each fight isn't going to be the same, so you're going to have to adapt to the situation you're in and your opponent. If you're up against a player that isn't buying move cards, then buy move cards to keep them at a safe distance, because if they can't reach you, they can't hit you. Combine that with some upgrades to your range attacks, and you're laughing. Until they do something in response to what you just did, and then they're laughing, and then you're all sad, and then they just keep laughing. They just keep laughing. While you're digging through your skill pile, buying cards to improve your deck, you'll come across these twist cards. When that happens, don't add these to your deck. Instead, laying them out here as a permanent upgrade to your character, which improves your character for the better. Kind of gives the game a skill tree kind of vibe. Keep putting in points into one type of skill and unlock a powerful ability themed around that skill. And there's more. If a character ever takes so much damage that their health marker reaches this point here, they unlock one of their 3 super powerful epic abilities. Fair warning, when you read these cards, you're going to want to keep them all, but you can't. You can only keep one, and the others, destroyed, never to be seen again.
I think you're supposed to put those back in the box.
Oh, now you tell me. Now, you heard me mention movement earlier in the video, and you're probably asking yourself, but Mark, this is a deck-building combat game. What could I possibly be moving?
Is it the little people standees on the table?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty obvious. I don't think there was ever any question.
Would you just let me do my thing?
So Mark, what could we possibly be moving?
Glad you asked. See these 9 cards here? Well, that's your fighting track. Characters move along the top of this track to get within range of their opponent, or if they're in trouble, to get out of range.
You would know.
Do you mind?
Buck, 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 ah.
Let's try that again. You see, in Twisted Fables, if you want to land a hit, then you're going to want to get in close, because a lot of the damage dealing that you'll be doing will require you to be one space away. Not only because it can get you in and out of range, but because of these things. These are relics. Relics are powerful artifacts that let you do things like destroy a card in your hand, or heal your character, or even fish through your deck looking for just the right card to put into your hand, just to name a few. Now, it's recommended that for your first few playthroughs that you play without the relic cards until you get used to your character's card play. And I gotta say, I agree. But as soon as you got that down, I definitely recommend getting to the relic level of gameplay as soon as possible. They are a definite game changer in the best kind of way. Okay, now I know this isn't a review video, but I can't wrap up this segment without commenting on the art. It's just awesome. There, I said it. So that's Twisted Fables. If this sounds like a game you'd be interested in, check them out on Kickstarter.
Girl power!
You happy now you got that out of your system?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. If you like this video and you want to see more, subscribe to our channel. It's the best way to keep up to date with everything we do here at Board Game Coffee. But if you want to see more right now, we got plenty of videos to choose from. And if that's not enough, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee. And remember, have fun, keep gaming, be social. See you next week.